Okay, I think we are live.
Yeah, looks like it.
Satkartar.
Satkartar.
Welcome everyone to this little live conversation. And today our goal is to get to know Yogi Ji a little bit better because he's sharing so much information and wisdom and knowledge with us. But of course, we also want to know who Yogi Ji is and how all this knowledge really worked for him. Because this is kind of the key point that this what we are sharing here in the world of Naad Yoga, it's actually working. So you are all invited to also contribute your questions in the chat. Before, also let us know if you can hear us fine, if you can see us, if everything is working. And then please feel free to use the chat. We're opening this space especially for you. So all these questions you have always asked yourself about Yogi Ji, now you have the chance to ask them. And I will just read the chat, and if I see something popping up there, I'll just include it in our conversation. And we received some questions already before from the community, and some of them are also my own personal questions. I just organized them a little bit, and yeah, we will go through them one by one.
Okay, sure. Sure.
So the first question is, are you enlightened?
No. Enlighten. It is how you see this word and from which school. If you ask me, you there yet? I will say yes. I mean, life is about becoming happy, isn't it? Life, the sole purpose of life is to be in that bliss where you feel that oneness. And in that way, I think, yeah, um, I worked very hard to climb this milestone, and I am very content. But enlightened, I don't know what you mean by enlightened. I mean, like, can I see ghost or can I see God and kind of thing? See, the words, they have their own context. And because we are talking about musicology and Naad Yoga, I have to be careful how I answer your questions, right? Because I'll be penalized afterwards.
Okay, so there was not one moment where a light came upon you, and from then on you were in bliss.
It doesn't work like this. I know what you are saying. You have to work. Like, you woke up and suddenly you had a degree of a doctor next to your bed and you knew everything. It doesn't happen like this, right? So if you are assuming or dreaming like that, then I will say stop doing that and start working. It is, if that's where you want to be, you've got to use methods. You got to use different ways to get there. If you know what you want, start walking and stop expecting that one day ping everything is, the room is full of light and it's there. Stop doing that. I will say it's there. No, it's not. There's nothing out there. Whatever you're searching for is in you. So the day you start looking outwards and focus inside, uh, I think within a few seconds you'll start calculating your way of walk, and you will start navigating very differently. And if you need any help, we are always here, right? I'm here to support.
So you are known as the yogi of sound, right? So your path and journey worked very much through sound. And how did you find sound? Do you come from a musical family, or what was the background of this?
Nobody in my family is into music. My father was a serviceman in Indian Air Force, and like every other parent, they thought um, I should have a career either in armed forces, either some government jobs and this that in India, not even business. So because they they didn't like me taking risk. That's it. I guess every mom dad, right? Um, but luckily, my grandmother, she was very confident. She thought empowering a child uh, and giving the gift that a child can grow up to make its own decisions, it's important. So when I went to learn about music, it was never about making it my profession. No. When I was 19, never it was about profession. Even today, it's not my profession. It's my, like for my body, breath is important. I think the sound is important for my psyche. How does my mind makes words and stories and moods and what are those moods and unfolding that. So I learned how to live. Music is inevitable. It's not the music which makes you the yogi of sound. It is the sound. Once you understand, it gives you capacity and capability what to do, where you are, why you are there, how can you be where you want to be, and how not to panic, how not to get ill, how not to lose the smile and party in life.
So you grew up in India, right?
Yeah, 19 years. I was born in India and I lived first 19 years of my life in India.
So I heard there's this Gharana system in India that it's very difficult to start learning music when you're not born into a family that is kind of like into this since generations.
Gharana system is like the family which carry on producing uh, the school and keeps that genre, that style of music or secrets alive. Uh, and it is run in a bloodline. So one teacher will give another teacher and another teacher. And when you're part of that school, you become part of that family also. Getting into Gharana is not that difficult. Uh, I mean, my teacher was from Delhi Gharana, who taught me musicology and my ways into comparative study between Sikh traditions and Indian music traditions. So uh, it's not like I am here to represent Delhi Gharana. No, I was there to see what is offered. Uh, it's not easy. Like you can go to school, but you have to study. You know, you can be in Oxford, you can be in Harvard, you can be in Cambridge, you can be in good universities, but that doesn't mean the result is going to be there. You still have to work very hard.
Mhm.
So you go to Gharana or not Gharana. It was to preserve the school of thought. They had to do this because first Mughals, then British. They did really had a super control. They wanted to control everything from your cup of tea to your thought patterns. So Gharanas were there placed in a way to preserve everything. It had its benefit and its side effects too, because then things were uh, taught with a pinch of salt. You had to prove a law, and all the time. And the system did abuse also the students, but there's benefits also. So that's what I think.
So you had several teachers who guided you on your journey of becoming, and I would like to know a little bit more, like, how did you meet them? Who were they? What was their specialty?
Um, my grandmother was my first teacher, um, who taught me the biggest lesson that if I need to go someplace, I need to know what is my shortcut. I cannot expect destination to come to me. I need to make the journey. I need to walk. And she told me how to ask when I need help. And she also opened doors to different possibilities like uh, comparative studies, um, Sanatan, Vedic system, Islam, Sufis, Sikh traditions, Buddhist traditions. I had private tutors for those things. I spent time, I was very curious, very intrigued by these ideas, you know. Like, for example, how powerful will be the monkey god, Hanuman, that can lift up the entire mountain? So the questions and critically reviewing things and, logically seeing things into all of those. And she played a huge role. Um, my journey with what I know today, or I use this sound, is I think a lot of influence was also by my teacher Mahanta Ajit Singh, um, who used to play Taus and Dilrubab. He influenced me very differently. He belonged to Udasi traditions, and my Santya of Gurumukhi, from the mouth of the Guru, and how to feel that, how to be there at that time. He told me that. And musical combinations, the chords and modes, and a lot of those things I learned from Pandit Kratilal Tahim, who was from Dili Karana, who also was Kundalini Yogi. I didn't learn Kundalini Yoga at all. I have zero idea. Some few things from how it was practiced thousands and hundreds and thousands years ago. My more interest was in how can I communicate and live like a master. I wanted to be yogi not through bending my mind by force, but communicating and winning is a heart. Hence, I was more interested in Naad Yoga angle. Not that I'm saying that other paths are not good. It's your life, it's your choice. You choose what works for you. So then keep on walking. I'm here to share what worked for me. Will it work for you? Like, for example, you like coffee? Not everybody does, right? So you know your taste. You like pink color? Not everybody does. Everybody have a different choice. But you are entitled to live your life your way. I can only share and navigate once you are ready to drive. This is what my teachers did, and I was lucky to have a lot of them in my life. learning about naturopathy. Ayurveda to naturopathy. Add what is the function of body if here and there things goes wrong, how to repair them. And when I was told that body is a shadow of mind, I was so curious to meet the real source, that which dictates the body as a shadow. And these teachers, they helped me a lot.
Mm.
But the biggest teacher is your life, your time, your failures, your achievements. That's the biggest teacher. If you know how to listen to them, how to look at it, you will be phenomenal.
Mm. And how did you meet those teachers?
One thing led to another. I think my four teachers in my life, the prominent five teacher. One, I was born in the house, so my grandmother. Um, I met her with a question. I was there, 9 year old. Nothing, this type of thing happened, but one day I had a right question, and then my quest started. No question, no quest.
Mm.
It is a no if you don't ask. So when she saw how I'm thinking, then I had another teacher. She knew that teacher. It was in my village
That was
magazine.
Mahant Singh.
Yes.
Mm.
So, and my Punjabi teacher is a quite famous poet, Kamar Imtiaz. And when he saw my interest, and because Punjabi was not my first language there, of course it was my mother tongue, and but where my father was posted, everybody, all the surrounding was in Hindi. So I was learning Punjabi, but very quickly, within a few weeks, he switched to Gurumukhi and Islam. He was Muslim, the Sufi trends. I spent lot of time learning from him. And Shambhuji, he's this amazing, cool, incredible teacher who taught me, who shared with me a beautiful, beautiful system of ancient India, Sanatan Vedic system, different ways to look into things and not get afraid and not get intimidated, and live and pick it up what you need. So that's how it was. I met a lot of incredible people on this journey. Mahant Ajit Singh, from that I was introduced. There was somebody new, Pandit Kritilal Tahim. That's how I went to meet him and started learning. He was tough. It was very, very scary, but it worked out.
Mm.
Worked out.
So it sounds like you have a lot of knowledge from different traditions that you received, right? And then how did you kind of choose to be a Sikh?
I was always a seeker. I was never cut for a follower. So I never picked a religion in a way. So I liked the idea of how the Buddhist approach was. For initiation, I had to shave my hair. I didn't like. I said, like, why I have to do something for me to be something.
Mm.
As I said, like I liked Nanak Ji's naturalistic approach, and I didn't want to wear a clothing of a culture or a creed. I didn't want to pin myself. So every other aspect wanted me to follow. It was only Nanak Ji who said, seek, not a chela, but seek. So learn, and then you decide. I will navigate you, but you choose. If I say turn left and you want to go straight, I'll recalculate. And I liked that freedom. I became a Sikh by choice, not by chance.
Mm.
I chose it because there was a lot of freedom to learn. Nanak Ji never stopped me to go to mosque, never stopped me to go to church, never stopped me to go to mutt or a temple. He gave me that freedom that everything is the one thing, the source, the creator. So if you can't see it in all,
You can't see it at all.
all.
Yeah. And how does it go together that you teach Naad Yoga and Sikhi?
I don't teach Sikhi. I can't teach you how to be a student. Not okay. In Germany, in Belgium, in France, Europe, in North America, South America, this word yoga is it developing a parallel meaning. There is a lot of mystic cloud around it. But the word yoga from Sanskrit, the Sanskrit where you become capable to become to be, right? So when you are living like a master, that's what yoga, you capable.
Hmm.
And Naad is a sound, the sound which creates language, which helps you to express, right? Like what you're feeling, what's behind the words. So I'm seeking the secrets of the life for me to experience them and use them in my life. But I'm just sharing that with whoever says, okay, let's talk, and I'm ready to share. I built a few programs step by step, so the foundation is there. So it's not just shooting in dark. We have a clear way to reach a point, yes. But Sikhi and Naad Yoga, there's no difference because seeking to drive amazingly is still seeking, isn't it?
Mm.
Seeking to grow a tree, a fig tree, and infuse it with oranges. It's an art, isn't it? So you need to learn. You need to seek that art. That's all. Let's make it simple. You are a seeker when you go to medical school, when you go to law school, when you go to no school,
Hmm.
and you take the skill, still seeking. So Guru Nanak is more invested in seekers. I haven't seen him investing a second into a follower. So I hope you understand.
Mhm.
Is that clear?
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
So all this study in your personal development was not your major thing, right? So what did you study in college, university?
Economics. So I study economics. I was not cut for, like, my dream was to fly. My dream job would have been pilot for MiG-29. That was my, like, very clear. But then things happen in life and happen to me too. Not every dream you have taken will come true. but doesn't mean I have to live less, right? I have to find my way around. So I found my way around. Um, it's amazing. It's better actually. When I look back now, my flight is much, much higher and deeper into the endless sky.
And did you study music also?
Yes, I studied contemporary Indian music, studied classical side of it, somewhat yogic angles, studied traditions from the Sikhs. I studied the bhakti, the Hindu concept of sound. I understood, not study, the Muslim take on few things.
So that was in university too, or just in your personal?
University as well. After my graduation in economics, then I thought this is too easy. Then I went for music, voice, and see the university. That was too easy. Like it didn't intrigue me. From it's just like blocks were made. So I spent that entire time learning law with my teachers and going to do my masters for Indian music vocal. That was it.
So then, how did you come to Europe after these 19 years?
Oopsie daisy. Okay, we're going there. All right. As if you had searched into my past, I came into a trouble in my life when I was 19 and had injury. The injury was so big that it threatened my life. It destroyed my 19 years of my dreams and everything. Now it was only and only about one thing: staying alive. For what? I don't know. At that moment, it was not the question. So I came in to get my engine repaired in Europe. Came to Copenhagen. There was Isøy, very close by, about 20, 30 minutes from Copenhagen, outskirts of Copenhagen in Denmark. Then I was in Germany. Cologne came to get some help. So this is how I came to Europe, and my uncle came to see me from England. Entire family of ours, my mom's side is in UK. And he said, look, he's a very simple guy. He said, look, you rised from ash. You think these people are gonna fix you? I don't see it. Fix yourself the way you did. Come to England. I said, okay. I've been to France, been to Switzerland, been to Denmark, and Cologne. It will be similar to this. I went there, and like he was kind of ready. That's it. I was like one thing to another, another. He made me so busy, and I spent 30 years of my life there.
Wow.
30 years. It's more than 30, but that's a long time. That's how.
And then you moved?
Now I'm in States. Because the non-profit, the charity I believe in, like I always knew this: whatever is not shared is lost, and I don't want to lose what I've been given as a gift. So our non-profit is US based, and I think I spent a lot of time in Europe, and really kind of not needed. I have amazing teachers in Spain. Guru Kaur is there. In Germany, you are here. Um, there are other really amazing teachers here. I think my um, next couple of years of my life, I think I'm needed, and I can do a lot in the United States. That was that area require a different sort of programming. And South America, from UK to go to Brazil would have been like a really like I will be wasting 4 or 5 days in jet lag coming back and going there. So I thought it would be a good idea to work from States. So I moved there.
Okay, so let's jump back a little bit. Why did you decide to start teaching and not just go in economics, get a nice job there?
Money was not. I was never bothered by it. I was never intrigued. Um, the skill set in economics taught me how to stay centered. But when I came to England, I went to a few gurdwaras and there were kirtan classes and music classes, and I was actually very traumatized. Then I went to a yoga festival in Europe, and actually, it was like I've seen a ghost or something. Then I decided I need to put my foot down. These beautiful, amazing people who are spending so much time and money, they deserve to know the other side of it. It happens everywhere. It happens. There are manipulators. There are people who can sell you anything under the name of tradition, the legacy, the Karana, and the I hold it. I'm the custodian. I'm this and that, and which is I have no problem, but I put the other thing on the table and I say it is for world to choose. I decided I whatever I've been shared with, I will share. Teaching, I don't know, but sharing, yes.
Hmm. And you mentioned your uncle said you should continue to heal the way you healed. So, what was that way?
That way, I think we'll need more than this life. That way was communicating with my mind. Body is a shadow of mind. Healing is so special and beautiful if you know how to deal. To deal, you need to communicate. You need Naad. You need to have yoga in life to be able to communicate with your mind, who's master. Boom. It fixes you like this.
So, I know a little bit about the dates. It must have happened in a very short time that you came here. You went through your own healing journey. You changed from Copenhagen to Cologne to England and many different places. And then I think you founded Raj Academy in 94, right? So how did you manage to do all of this? And I think you also had a new wife during this time, right? So it seems like so much on your plate when you're just recovering.
No, once you know you're recovering, then that's it, right? It's momentum. I'm never stuck in a moment. I'm more into that natural discipline. So once it started working,
Hmm.
and I let it evolve where to be. So in '94, um, as I said, when I went to the Gurdwara, I thought they can really get a good benefit. These kids, they can have some credits to time their spending in school, or Kirtan school or Punjabi school. So I started writing. I was still in the background. Then Raj Academy formation happened, an academy which will invest itself in curriculum and delivery and train the people who can carry on keeping things the way things are supposed to be, not breaking Guru Nanak's house law, right? See, Guru Nanak is not a Buddhist. The road, the Buddhist road, is a different from Gurmat. So the music, the sound, a kirtan is completely different path. So in Gurdwara classes, what was taught was a lot of music, uh, kind of fusion, Western and Punjabi, and using Guru's Bani, but then at the same time, Indian music. The one key component was missing, and that was what Guru Nanak said, prescription. So I started building that. Then under Raj Academy, we wrote BTech National Diploma in UK for Edexcel, and we ran that. Then a degree program dedicated to Gurmat Sangeet, and then masters in Naad Yoga for Thames Valley University. Now it is called University of West London. In 2012, I thought I'm walking into kind of like a loop. This is a niche. It's becoming very selective, elite club. So I said, nah. So I thought grassroots, this is not so big that actually this need to be taken to those who actually need it.
So just for everyone to understand, you were a professor, right? At this university, and then you thought like it's not only for people who make all their way to this place. Yeah.
Then I they helped me. My colleagues, my workspace was amazing. So they helped me with the ideas to develop the web school. With my team, I did that. I mean, now I wanted this beautiful thing to be accessible anywhere. If you are in a village near Moscow, can you still do this? And I wanted to say yes, Bob the Builder. Yeah, so I said yes. So we built that program, and I supported. Now, thanks to Zoom and other facilities, like the world became small space. If you want to know, it's there.
And how does this go together? I mean, I know a little bit more stories you shared from your teachers, that one of them, he had only 3 students throughout his life, and you were so closely together. Like, it sounds like every few hours you spent with your teacher, and this super close relationship. So how do you transfer this into this global vision that you have? How do you make this connection then?
I think, as I said, as a seeker, I saw a lot of control, and it was at the mercy of the teacher, the choice, who will be given what. And this made me very uncomfortable. I think the sunlight is for everybody, right?
Not for you. You're not in very good light at the moment.
No, I'm okay. I'm all right. Yeah. So sunlight is for everybody. Water is for everybody. Air is for everybody. If nature is not discriminating on human psyche, why should some people do that? So look, they did what was the best in those days and time, what was needed. And I had a different idea. I did my best to make it accessible. I'm still not retired. Yeah, I will. but still trying to make sure that it reaches out to you. If you're really looking for a smile, if you looking for, if you can walk those 10 steps, 20 or 30, whatever, and I think I can navigate toward that you begin your journey, you begin your uh, life about becoming that smile, the happiness, the joy.
And we have a few of your students, I think, here in the chat. So thank you for joining us. And please do contribute your questions also. Now it's time to ask anything. So you're very, very invited to do that.
I think we have Inderjit, if I'm not mistaken, she's from Canada.
Yes.
We have Guru Kaur, is our head of operations in Spain. Here, Eva.
I think that's Amrit Nirgyan, maybe?
Okay.
I think so.
that's the amazing people here.
Okay, so besides all of this teaching and like finding a completely new way to share through web school and all these programs you developed, you also recorded many, many albums. And what inspired you to do that?
I got like, you wake up at the morning and there is a song playing in your head and you can't get rid of it, right? Mm-hmm. It's the same way. It was like whatever is not shared is lost. It has been playing in my head from the age of 19 and I can't get rid of it. So whenever I get opportunity, I try to archive things. So Niranjan, Guru, and everybody who's learning, they have access to many resources that I wish I had. Mm-hmm. So I'm just thinking on their behalf and making it possible that it's on the shelf. And they see clearly the difference. Like creating Miriam 20 odd years ago, and that was like 59 tracks, and the booklet just hinting toward musicology. There's a lot of information, I guess, and it brought people like you with the dedication into this, and fingers crossed, there's much more to come.
And that would be my next question. I mean, I have a little bit experience now what it means to record an album. So you recorded this entire web school, so many albums. You're touring around the world, teaching there in person. You're writing books. You have your other job, like to make money to feed your family. How are you doing all of this?
Okay. In sound, there are two components. One is called pitch, the other one is called rhythm. The rhythm side is related with the time, right? If you don't learn how to manage your time, time will manage you and you won't like it. Then you will say, I'm so busy, I'm so busy. I'm never busy. You know why? Because I understood my whole study was, or what I'm trying to share with my students, is all about natural discipline. In Gurmat, we call it hukam. Guru Nanak says, if you truly want to know, give us a chara hoye, that how do I become? Give kura tuttepal, the illusion, the fakeness, the busyness, the buzzingness, the illusions. How do I come out of it and become really? Becoming is the target. And how do I do that? And he says, hukam rijai chalana. Then learning about that rhythm, the natural discipline, becomes the key meter. And I think it was all Guru Nanak Ji's programming, his teacher training program, how he taught, what he taught, how he set up the curriculum for composition of his psyche, made me do this. I think I haven't done much yet Yeah, I'm not done with things. There are so many things. The waiting, the time, right time, and they will boom. They'll be with all of you. So you're working on a project to bring Sohela, a um, a dedicated program on people suffering from insomnia and dementia, and just a helping hand, reaching out to them. What was Guru Gobind Singh Ji's take? Guru Ramdas, Guru Arjan Sahib, Guru Nanak, how did they contribute for mind to be not initiating those triggers which can push you into Alzheimer? So hopefully, no promise. Hopefully, if time is right, we will bring it to you this year. Yeah. So books, right? So there's two books from me. I've done it. It's ready. It's all done. We just finding few logical things to. They'll be there with you. Then you won't need me.
Little bit maybe still for the experience. It's not just knowledge, right? So
Well, I think I can, as I said, I can only navigate. You have to walk. So information will be there, and then you walk. Because nobody's forever on this planet, right? I just wanna, whatever I was given, I wanna share it with you guys. And they said travel light. That's my goal.
so why are you so invested in sharing and in your students? What is your vision? What is this bigger picture you have?
What else? What else? Like what else should I do? Just scroll on the Facebook with all of this time? I just want to share somebody with so much love and care. All of my teachers, they shared with me what was in all of this for them. Yeah, they did all of this without any um, like political, financial, social goals. They shared with me, and the love, that the care, what I feel even today is much bigger than the words can explain. And Naranjan, I remember you coming in a couple of years ago to my session, and then what you became. You learned how to compose your psyche, how to convert your pain into joy, and then you launching your album. Hey, that's a pride moment for any teacher. Guru is going to do that. Siddhak and Sampuran, they, so many students. Pretender recorded some albums, and whenever he composes and he shares it with me, I see what few things I was able to share with you guys, that you put the entire palace of your life. And it's so beautiful to see that you found the meanings in life, and you are building the memories through this momentum in a moment. And I think that's a very, very, very fulfilling than getting likes on Instagram.
And how do you balance this with your family life? You're a father of two daughters, and during COVID, not so much, but before that, and now again, there's a lot of traveling and not being home. So, how is that going together?
Uh, like every other family, which family doesn't want everybody to be at home? My daughters, my wife, they want me to be there. And everything comes with its own, salt and pepper. So, but they understand, the grown up, both of the girls grown up, they're very sportive. They're my strength, like my wife and kids, they do support me with this. I was in a festival just a couple of weeks ago. My little daughter joined me. It was a proud moment as a father that she picked up the rabab and she was there with me on those days. That was my um, after COVID coming out, very first time to the stage. I'm not a performer, so I can't entertain people. Entertainment is what my life revolves around. But it was so good to have their support. Both of my daughters are incredibly sportive and toward the mission also. I mean, like the charity and the Yogi of Sound, both they do give me amazing helping hand. And caretaking is done by wife. She creates that environment that the kids can do what they, and I can be here out there with you all. And by the way, we are broadcasting this from Germany.
Yes. We are looking forward especially to our big retreat, which is going to happen in a few days here in Germany, the first in-person retreat after COVID, with students from literally all over the world, gathering here.
Yeah.
So we thought we make this little live YouTube live. Sorry, I'm still a little bit coughing. Just to share a little bit with you while we have this opportunity to talk in person. I have one more question. So you still do visit India, right?
Just one more question.
A few more.
Yes, India.
So you are still like going there, and do you have family there, or why do you go back to India?
India, my family's there. My parents, my mom, dad, they like in India. I have a home there. And it's like there is near my city, there is another town called Sultanpur, for example, or if you ever heard Darbar Sahib, Sri Amritsar. It's like touching Guru's feet, I personally like going there to that land to find connection whenever. It's not like a ritual for me. It's reality of mine. How I am wired in my head. I like to go there. So, and plus the food, the hustle, bustle. That it's like being in a middle of the festival 24/7, isn't it? So the buzz, the chaoticness, and I like it. I like to go there and meeting people, Sangat. There are some incredible people. We are running a charity in India called ISM, Institute of Sound and Mind. And major operation at the moment are happening in Delhi sector at the moment. So this will be my first trip to sport area of students we have there, to go and spend some time with them and support them as much I can.
How nice.
Yeah.
I'm really happy to now see things evolving in India this way also.
Yeah, it's
very
beautiful.
Yeah, I was really a bit shocked when I first went to India with you, and I was expecting all these beautiful instruments in the gurdwaras, and I went there, I was like, oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. The Germany shifted to India, then India shifted to Germany, right? Yeah. It was like, I am a German and I play sarangi and rabab and Dilruba, I have a jodi, I have. Okay. And India is playing harmonium, which was created here. So how did this happen? Yeah. I hope you felt home though.
I did. Okay. I really loved India. I will feel more home now that I see so many rababis there in Delhi.
Yeah, you will. So there is a question, right?
Oh, great. Oh, she's speaking about the camp on Rag Bilawal and Ragnath Inderjeet.
Yeah, we had just like last weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we had 18-hour camp. Virtual, it was 6 hour a day, and it was amazing. It was such a vibe. These people, there was nearly 60 people, and we had so much fun. It was like France, Germany, Spain, Netherlands, then America, UK, Canada, and I think there is one other country, I forget the name, but yes, a lot of people.
So you see, there is so much happening. There is ISM in India, there is Raj Academy globally, Yogi of Sound,
And Naad Yoga
Naad
Council
Yoga Council.
in Europe, it's a charity. You know, it's so much happening, right? It's beautiful. I think we are in a blessed times here. If we want to find, we have the sources. We have the sport around us.
Yes. So if you do feel like you want to find out more, please do get in touch, because there's so much. We could fill the next 30 minutes announcing different events, and we will not do that. But please, please do get in touch so we can share with you what are the best next steps for you to go on this journey. And everything is prepared super, super nicely. You can start with very small, easy steps, and we would be so happy to welcome you in this sound family as well.
If you want your life to be, you have to be invested in life, like you are invested in your career. 35 years of your life, you want to make good money and be okay, right? You are invested and you go to school, then college, to university to become a doctor, to work for 35 years. But when it comes to life, when it comes to being happy, the investment is what? Nothing. We and that's where we come in. It's it's just investment. Little time, and if you care about you, then you care about everybody. So those who can invest into life, I think they're blessed, isn't it? And it's blissful. It's amazing.
Why did you personally prioritize this investment so much? Like, what was so different? Why does not everybody just do that?
Look, I don't wish this upon anybody. I had no choice. I was dying, crippled, had no choice because nothing else out there was working. Only this worked. So I'm grateful. And this is my gratitude. That's all. I'm not doing a favor to nobody. I'm just sharing with you all that, you know, you have such a powerful, amazing gift in you for you to heal from anything. Just let me share with you how you can deal with it so you don't put anything under the carpet. Dealing is healing, but you need to know how to deal with it. Otherwise, monster can be very scary.
So I think that's a nice closing, unless you have more questions. And I think we can do this again if we collect new questions to ask to Yogi Ji. And if you enjoyed this conversation, please do subscribe to Yogi Ji's YouTube channel to not miss the next conversation. Do share this link with your friends. I think a lot of very beautiful little gems are here for people to just get inspired and understand a little bit more. And there are some videos on questions that we also received, some like, how do I deal with trauma, or what do I do if I cannot fall asleep? It's all on this YouTube channel as well. So do check this out, and maybe something can be helpful for you. And do get in touch with anything you want to know that's why we are doing all of this,
Yeah.
to encourage you to reach out and get in touch with us. Do
Thank
want
you.
to add anything?
Thank you so much. You took the time, because I think the most expensive thing, the most incredible thing is to give time. No time, no relationship. When it comes to mind or body or soul, if you don't have a time, you don't have it. You don't have any relationship. And so I really appreciate you taking time out to watch this. But remember, I am, and also the team, we are here beside you, for you. So it doesn't have to be mystery. We can crack the code with a smile and make it fun. We can be doctors and engineers and business people and whatever we want to. But we also need to invest time to be happy. And I think I can share the other side of the coin, right? But not till you're ready, because it's your life.
Your choice.
Yeah, your choice.
We have this new thing now that I finish your sentence.
Yes, good. Thank you.
Okay. There's one event I would like to highlight because it's happening in 2 days. It will be a Zoom Q&A, and this is a free event to kind of close this little wonderful questions project, at least this step. So on this Saturday, 5th of August at 3 p.m. German time, we invite you into this private Zoom room, and now we go back to your personal questions, like what is bugging you, where do you not find a solution, where are you stuck in your life? And you can send us these questions before, so we can kind of have them anonymously, or you can just directly ask them while you are there, and we will take time to see if we can help you and give you a hand with that.
Indeed.
You can find this link on Yogi of Sound's Instagram if you follow the link in his bio, or just ask us how you can register for this.
Email
Yes.
info@yogiofsound.com.
Perfect. Okay, so we really hope to see you in 2 days in this Zoom workshop, and thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you.
Sat Kar.
Satkartar.